Humphrey Smith, the man who owns the Sam Smith Brewery, is a massive cunt. I just wanted to get that out of the way before we kick off with today's video. And if you want to learn more about why he is such a massive cunt, there'll be a link up there, which is me talking about some of the really cunty things that he's done in the past. Also, I should probably quickly mention there will be use of strong language in this video. Probably should have mentioned that sooner. From Samuel Smith, this is an alcohol-free beer. How progressive, you may be saying. Yeah, this one caught me a little bit by surprise as well. They're going to be... Actually, they already do vegan beers. How modern. Goodness me. They'll be doing pride marches next. Yeah, Samuel Smith's really good with their retro-style labels. I love a bit of retro kitsch. I've got the Fanny Craddock collection on my bookshelf, for crying out loud, you know? I'm all about my kitschy bullshit. This is called Sam's Brown Ale, and it's less than 0.5% alcohol. Brewed by Sam Smith Tadcaster, we know that already. A superior alcohol-free ale, dark brown in colour with mahogany highlights, so brown on brown, and a lingering light ecru head. Ecru is a shade of beige, if you're wondering. There's a colour that doesn't get used too much. The nose is malt forward, and the beer is dry and satisfying. The dry, malty character is an excellent complement for spicy food. Damn, if only I'd made myself a curry before I started this review. The bottle label is based on an advertising poster used by the brewery in the 1950s. Oh, so there you go. Actually talking about the design work as well, which, I mean, it's very striking, to be fair. I hate to compliment these guys, because, again, so cunty. But it's not the fault of the people that work for him, necessarily. It's just that he himself is an enormous floating vagina. Trying to get a bit of head on that. It's not really happening. It's very paper thin, and that was after a lot of agitation, so I'd imagine that'll be gone before too long. I would say that's close to black, really, than brown. I'm holding that up to the light. There is, you know, there is a bit of like a, I'd say closer to sort of like a ruby shine when held up to the light, but I mean, outside of that, it's pretty fucking black, actually. Close to a stout in colour. Quite. Do you know, actually, if you held a pint of Guinness up to the light, that's pretty much identical, to be honest. And sure enough, the head has dissipated quite quickly. It smells like a bathroom flannel that probably should have gone into the wash a few days ago. Something stagnant about it. It's not an appealing smell, I shall not lie to ye. It is not an appealing smell. Getting zero in the way of, like, beery notes, or even anything that I really want to put in my mouth, to be honest. And I've had some nasty dick in this thing, so that's saying something. Yeah, and it just kind of fades. So maybe the flavour will pick it up, however. Odd. It tastes like not the best brown ale in the world, but you know what? It does taste like a brown ale. They're quite happy to drink that, actually. That's perfectly acceptable. It's got less of a cereally malty character than the Tennant's Lager did, which is unusual because, if anything, you'd expect it to lean more heavily in this style, but no. Lots of brown bread notes, so if you're not a fan of brown bread, probably not for you, to be honest, because you get that a lot. A little bit like a faint Ovaltine kind of a thing, but not too much. It's mainly just brown bread. It's not complex, I will say that. Sam Smith beers, though often actually quite nice, and again, I hate giving them credit, they're not the most complicated things in the world, but they do what they do quite well. And I seem to remember the chocolate stout is a firm favourite amongst people. I quite like it myself, to be honest. When I'm just after something a bit gaudy and, you know, inoffensive but nothing special, I'll gravitate towards that. It's one of my guilty pleasures. And I justify myself because I'm like, probably wouldn't like the fact that a gay person's drinking this. He probably crushes him inside a little bit. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice enough. How many pride flags out of 5 would I give it? Do you know, I'm going to give it a 4. It's nothing remarkable, but it does have a notable flavour. It's not an unpleasant flavour. And it does linger. Perfectly drinkable, and it's alcohol-free. Well, virtually alcohol-free, 0.5. Yeah, I'd pick that up again. Begrudgingly, but I would do it. Let me know down below, what do you think of the Samuel Smith Brewery? Do you agree with me that, whilst they make good beer, the politics could do with some work? He's quite old, so you know, Satan's got to claim him eventually. Thumb up this video if you enjoyed it, and if you like a person in questionable jumpers talking about alcohol or alcohol-free alternatives in this particular instance, then hit the red subscribe button. And apparently there's like a handbell or something that does things special. I don't know, I'm struggling to keep up at this point with the infrastructure. And do join me next time where I'll be drinking something else.